In the Elder Scrolls Oblivion, there lies an NPC called
Dro'Nahrahe.
Unfortunately, due to a severe bug, she is forced to travel to the Robber's Glen cave every day. As a result, she repeatedly journeys along the Green Road, where she meets her death every single time. I'm on a mission to save this fair maiden, but to spice things up, I've added the Randomizer mod. Now, the enemies we encounter could turn into powerful bosses. The allies we meet might suddenly turn hostile, kinda like my stepdad when he runs out of booze. So, just like my goth lesbian friend, let's strap on and get ready for the ride. I decided to craft the perfect man, so flawless, so immaculate in form and essence that all I could do was exist through him. He became my mirror, my living vicarious fantasy. He was a Pygmalion creation, a reflection of my deepest desires, and yet, he was literally me. Jonara's journey begins at Castle Bravil. As I stood there, waiting for the mod to kick in, I took one last look at normality. As the mod booted up, the air thickened with tension. I began to worry my maiden was in danger, but instead, the threat fell upon a bold man. The guards, in their infinite wisdom, decided that the mere fact of his boldness was enough to warrant a death sentence. A man with no hair, no crown of glory. As I pressed forward, I stumbled into my first combat encounter, a battle so savage. Jonara was nearly killed in the crossfire by a lone arrow. Had it struck, the entire run would have ended right there and there. On the walk, we encountered a man who shined brighter than the 9 divines. And then suddenly, Jonara wanted to pick a fight. For reasons I could never quite grasp, she was furious with me, despite my impeccable niceness, of course. I chased after her, desperate to stop the madness. But in the end, she was left battered and broken by a lowly vagrant. I couldn't bear to see her like this.
What's that?
Attempt 2 started a whole lot smoother. Smooth, like when me and your mother butter each other up. Whilst guarding mine fair maiden, I devised an interesting strategy that doth increase her speed by up to a staggering 5%. But before I could so much as blink, the stench of the homeless set her off. Like my hand drawn to a beer, she pounced, her fury an act of atonement for her past demise. We pressed on, finally making it beyond Bravil, the farthest we've ventured so far. Only to stumble upon some guy wielding a stupid fucking ugly ass hammer. This resulted in one of the most riveting battles ever. It's this game. And then with the stupid fucking ugly ass hammers, we both fought these stupid fucking ugly ass fish things. Which killed my stupid fucking ugly ass self. As I was setting up for attempt 3, I came across this.
Hello.
It was starting to sink in that this challenge seemed impossible. Everything was slipping through my fingers like sand in a storm. Nothing is working out.
I'm afraid of the future again. I try not to be selfish, but when I try to lock me away, I don't think I can help it. I was growing and smiling again, sky clear in the open, but now I see the clouds rolling in, heart shattering, broken. I try again and again and again, but somehow it never stays intact. I try to stick it out to the end, but I have to face the bitter fact. Nothing is working out. I never want to see the one I was before.
first time, Jonara had made it to her destination and was now on her way back. Things were actually looking up. The path ahead seemed clear, the air lighter, as if the weight of the journey had finally lifted. It almost felt like everything was falling into place. As long as nothing spawns on the way back, we might just make it through this unscathed.
Your presence here.
For a moment, panic gripped me as I felt the anger simmering inside Castle Braville, but she powered through, and for a fleeting second, everything seemed fine. I ethically made my way into her bedroom, thinking I might get some damn recognition.
By the 9 divines, can't a woman get a moment to herself? Leave me.
And this is how she repays me? And thus ends the story of Jonara, like a forgotten whisper in the wind. Blamed for the death of my fair maiden? I'd never dream of selling her name. No, that would be far too convenient. The guards naturally believe every ridiculous rumor except my completely reasonable side of the story. So, here I am, forced to flee, like the innocent, misunderstood hero I obviously am. I was backed into a corner, no escape in sight. My only hope now? A mysterious portal flickering like a half-formed fort.
It's 7:35. You just come alive.
Big Head, the Argonian from the Shivering Isles, has an unhealthy obsession with forks. Every day, like clockwork, he embarks on a fork hunting spree, attacking anyone who dares carry one. Naturally, the guards prong into action and take him out before you even get a chance to chat or finish his quest. I find myself drawn to this character. The single devotion to a goal, that's something I can respect. I had escaped the guards and was finally at peace. For now, at least. As I surveyed my new surroundings, I stumbled upon Big Head.
The fork for Big Head.
And well, you know what they say about guys with big head. The meeting was like a king lizard crossing paths with a fork-obsessed lizard. Naturally, I was pierced by his obsession with forks. So much so that I started following him. But as I spent my time ethically spectating, I couldn't help but notice that his land was a furnace of raw chaos, ready to boil over at any moment. And sure enough, like clockwork, all hell started to break loose. Once again, I found myself in the oh-so-familiar role of a guardian, forced to occupy someone's space and protect them from the world. Maybe, just maybe, this time I'd be redeemed for all my previously misguided attempts. My first attempt at protecting Big Head was something. As soon as things went sideways, his first move was to find some guy in a gimp suit and eliminate him. I'm pretty sure that's a hate crime in several countries. Before he could even think about his next target, the full concentrated power of the sun wiped him out in a second. I was just standing there, trying to wrap my head around— oh, the game just crashed. Like a thick head in a narrow doorway, Big Head locked his gaze on the gimp man, and without hesitation set out to end him. Naturally, I followed. Ignore the dead body. As the chaos unfolded around me, I got caught in the crossfire and hit by some kind of spell. Suddenly, I was over-encumbered, my movement sluggish and pathetic. Desperate, I watched as Big Head teetered on the edge of danger while I was quite literally stuck. I wriggled, strained, and fought against the spell with all my might, only to wriggle too much and crash the game. At this point, I'm fucking losing it. The game is crashing every second, and the mere sneeze of an NPC is enough to send Big Head into a hostile frenzy. It feels like my limbic system is collapsing in real time, because now there's a floating head following me around, so yeah, now I've got a floating head and Big Head in my life. And then I get sent flying. I stand back up and follow Big Head as I watch him get slaughtered by the entire town. I stand there in disbelief, waiting for what, you were expecting a crash again? Nope, not this time. Finally, some peace and quiet. The walk was blissfully free of danger, so we both decided to head to church. We had an enlightening chat with the priest, and then, as one does in the house of God, proceeded to murder an innocent man. Seemed fitting, really. Then we stumbled upon an NPC whose AI had completely given up on life, trapped in an endless loop of walking in circles, probably pondering its own existence. We eventually made it back to the tavern, where of course I got attacked again. But, surprise, I totally didn't die this time. After the usual tavern chaos, we finally made our way back to Big Head's place. My journey was a resounding success, and we both made it back to his home. Pleased with my stellar protection skills, Big Head offered me a quest to collect a powerful fork hidden deep within. I must speak to a beggar to learn more. Well, about time I got rewarded for all of this. As I set out to find the beggar, the streets were a mess of rage and chaos. Blood flowed like some kind of grotesque river, but somehow the beggar was still alive and well. He mentioned the fork was hidden in a camp, so off I went to track down this fabled utensil of destiny. Along the way, I ran into a few shambles. Apparently, they didn't have a bone to pick with me. I eventually reached the camp, only to discover its inhabitants were stuck in a loop of healing themselves. It was like they were trying to outlast me with sheer repetitive determination. I swiftly ended the little circle of self-care and finally found the fork. I have found it. The fork. Its power courses through me, eating away at my soul in ways I cannot describe. It's so beautiful, so perfect, it's almost hypnotic. Something unknown, and it calls to me. I must return to Big Head to tell him of my discovery. This is it. This is what I've been searching for. The fork, my salvation. I returned to the town, heart pounding, ready to share the ground news. But then, Big Head was nowhere to be found. I asked the guards about him, but they simply stared at me, blank-faced. No one by that name, they said. I stood there, confused. I had to find him. But with every step, the fork, it grew inside me. I could feel it. It's as if the blade was slowly carving into my very thoughts, shaping them into something else entirely, a new kind of hunger, a fork-shaped hunger. I stumbled into Big Head's house, praying that he was there, but nothing. Nothing at all, just a pile of forks. I came to the Lord of the Land for answers, or maybe he came to me, or maybe I never moved at all. He laughed when I asked, a shrill, caustic laugh. Don't you remember, Forky? He said, like we were old friends. This is the 7th time you asked me. You've been here for years. That's not true. I only just arrived. I'm a knight. I came for justice, truth, maybe redemption. I don't live here. The raindrops spell out your murder, Forky. Even the land knows. Murder. No. I told him I would never. He just smiled wider. You killed her. Dro'Nahrahe. Stalked her like some kind of beast. With a fork, no less. He leaned in. Your tiny little limbic system couldn't take it. You snapped. Now you're mine. Welcome to my kingdom, my knight. I stumbled back. He's lying. He's mad. I'm not. I would never hurt an innocent. Not her. I was trying to save her. I remembered. No. I must consult the forks. They've known. They've always known. It glinted in the dim light, shining like a constellation of metal and madness. So beautiful, so perfect. I couldn't resist. I had to touch them. To hold each one. Yes, each one. The truth hit me like a fork in the road. It was so simple, really. For that, mankind is the fork, and the world is our dinner.